I said, to the goofy niggas that doubted me, y'all can keep doubting. I'm up at least about 50 bands and bitch, I'm still counting. I make your lease without my hands and I'm a little guy.
Have 6 positions your head could be in at all times. Okay, so the first one is like center top. That's like how we're standing now. I've been standing so far. If I'm just like standing upright posture, I'm gonna be, head is in the middle of my body and it's at the top, right? We call that center top. If I duck, you know, center bottom, that takes me down a level. Then I could also go to the side, to the left, and to the right to a certain extent and still be balanced. But with obviously my head past the center line. And that's what allows you to dodge, you know, the jab, the straight. Doesn't really work for hooks, so keep your hands up when you do it so you don't run into them. Now for these, let me have you get on this center line over here. I'm gonna have you basically stand right here, kind of like we did day 1 in the ring. Face this way. Get in your stance. And then have your head on the line here, and then a foot on each side. So later, when it comes to like slips or moving your head to the side in general, you want to be aware of like the relative position between your head and your legs, okay? So the default relative position we have right here is basically next to your front foot. If I stand kind of next to you right here, you'll see that if I were to drop like straight down like this, I'm next to my front foot, right? Now if I were to slip to the side, that would change. So if I slip to my left, my relative position, ideally, is gonna be over my thigh right here, okay? And I'll show you like what I mean by that in a sec. But if I'm past my leg, or I lean forward and I'm past my toe or knee or whatever, then I'm gonna be like, you know, in trouble. So just over the thigh, slight movement. If I go to the right, the relative position is instead going to be between my legs right here, okay? So here's center, here is to the right, like this. So I really just move like this. Maybe hinge at the hips a little bit, maybe duck a little bit with it sometimes, but for the most part, it's just that, okay? I'll give you, okay, let's go ahead and on to the next one. Looks good. So the next one, again, we're building off that progressively, is going to be adding a head movement to it, okay? So let's start with the step and roll, because it's probably a little easier. This one, you're just gonna drop on your first step like this. And then as you kind of like spin around, you're gonna come back up like that, okay? I would recommend keeping this hand high as you do that, just because, you know, you might sometimes run into a shot, so you want to be able to do that. If I'm doing that against you like this, it would look kind of more like I go here, and then I roll around. And then that's set up there. This one is useful if you like need to roll like an overhand and then take an angle after it. But yeah, you're probably not going to use it as often as a slip, which we'll get to. So you can roll next. Good. So if I throw it at you here, go ahead. Like so, and then pop up. So keep that going.
Yep, they're close now.
And be careful with standing straight once you're done, okay? Keep it always slightly bent. Like right, a little higher. Yep. You could start like, I'll kind of adjust the sliders, bring it all the way up, so you're locked out. Go lower, like slow. Right about there is gonna be your default. Okay. And then you kind of crouch down as needed from there. So that would be like your minimal knee bend. It always has to be at least that.
Right.
Get very used to that. If you find yourself, you know, ever stiffening out, you know, you can give yourself like a deeper squat and then adjust it yourself from there. It should basically be enough that your legs are strong, but not to the point of like you're burning out your quads to do it, right?
Yeah.
Good, okay, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Let's go into the step and slip. So for this one, I'm gonna angle right here for the camera. So you're gonna go point forward. So this one, you're gonna have to square up as you do it. So again, when we stepped and slipped, we had to go like here. So there, my shoulders kind of come like equal to each other. And then as I come back up, I'm going to like twist this shoulder behind me and bring this one back in front. So it looks like that by the end of it, okay?
Ooh, too much.
And be careful, yeah, that one doesn't spin too much. So it's a delicate balance, probably the hardest part. Once you get this down, the last part's pretty easy. So again, I find my feet, okay, nice and strong, nice and wide. Step this one out and move my head over my thigh, and then I spin 90 degrees back into place. Okay, and I should be solid enough from there. Just step out and do it again.
So I'm gonna start from this way. So you said left straight a little bit.
Step and spin. Good. A little too much down. Just minimize the spin on the back foot.
Okay. So.
Better.
Okay.
Good. Just be careful you don't land with your heels. That would be the other thing you mentioned.
Okay, so is it like step and then go?
Yeah, I guess like as far as like the weight transfer goes, you're gonna want to be here. I'm kind of like 50-50, right? I'm just standing. Yeah. As I go here to my left, naturally my head goes over my thigh. This leg is gonna get heavier because more of my weight is now shifted here. So I'm gonna go step, get a little heavier in my front foot. So this is like flat. This one's kind of coming up. Kind of like I'm throwing a 2, right? That back heel comes up. Yeah. Same thing when you step and you slip. That's gonna keep me more balanced than if I was like kind of hanging back here and not turning my foot. So again, I'm here, and then as I kind of pivot into the next one, I'm gonna go onto my back foot, a little heavier, like so. And that's gonna keep me balanced. So it look like this.
Okay, so just slight move. So it's like.
There we go. Yep, that's good.
A little bit.
Yeah, so point up first. Try and get it like a T side. Step, spin, good. Spin. Now make sure the head gets out the way. Ready? Go. Go to the side of it though. So stay kind of tall, but move your head.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, like you're going from center top to right. Sorry, left top. So you're keeping the same height, but as you step, your head comes to the side. You could do it deep, but it's gonna make it a little slower because I'm gonna have to be like, here, and then kind of pop back up. This is like the most efficient way, just go like here, real quick. I would say, other than like slipping to the right, this is probably your most efficient type of head movement.
Oh, this hurt.
Spin. Watch that one there. Again. Step, spin. Better. Step, spin. Step, spin. Good. And be careful to drop your hands though. I'm trying to keep it right here. Again, if you're having trouble keeping your hands up, try to just tilt your chin down even lower. I guess think like you're trying to pinch the mic with your chin. That level kind of sucks. But when your vision's kind of coming from the top of your eyes right here. Step, spin. Good. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Now do that same thing with the slip and the roll. Now add your 2 at the end of it. Okay, so that's like your balance check. You're gonna do that again. Step and slip, pivot back into place, and throw your 2. So if I'm talking like in terms of orientation with like my upper body, it's gonna look like this. I'm bladed, my default. I step and slip and get squared. I pivot back into bladed. I square up to throw my 2, and then I reset to bladed before I go on to the next rep. So that's a lot of like hip rotation, right? So here, here, here. Make sense?
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
All right, so
step and move the head out the way, and then once you're back in your stance, step, step, 2, and then reset. And you should be able to like very comfortably, dodge a punch. Only take 2 steps. From here, I have to be ready to throw that however I want to throw it.
So
if for some reason that feels like off, like I can't throw my 2 like I want, maybe it's something like this where your feet came in too narrow. But this would be the most efficient way to like get out the way of something and then punch. There are technically ways to do it quicker, but again, they're more advanced than what we're learning today.
Oh, not too much.
This would be the fundamental you're really gonna want to get down. We'll also review this with contact on the bags next week. We'll start doing more of the contact stuff. Sit. 2.
Yeah. Like more straight,
yeah,
right?
aim it basically like where your target's at. So if your target's the cone, I'm gonna step and slip, pivot, aim this right at the cone right here.
Yeah, this is hard to envision anything. But yeah, okay, so.
Or I guess like a little bit past the cone, if you're like right here. Step, slip, 2. There we go, and then watch the knees there, okay?
Okay, so.
Step, slip, 2, there. slip, 2. Yeah. As long as your balance is good, you should be able to throw this not just like with balance, but also like hard because you'll be balanced. Try and give me like a mean 2.
Okay, so how should I land? Can you show me again? My bad.
It's gonna look like this. Or I'll go like right here. Or so you can see it. Right here. So you're gonna go here. I'm in my stance, right? So I found like my proper width.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm solid here. I can throw a 2 from here where I'm starting. So I want to end up in the same position when I finish. So that's gonna look like this. Step and slip. This heel kind of comes up to make me getting my head out the way easier. So here's like the line. Here's the slip. And then from there, I'm going to pivot back up. And then I'm going to turn into my 2. So here I'm a little heavier on my back foot. You can barely see it, but like my heel is up a little bit.
Yeah.
And this one's flat. I bring that opposite, so I'm going to turn into my 2. So here I'm heavy on my front foot, lighter on my back foot. Both knees are still bent though. And then I reset. And I'm back where I started essentially. Step and slip, pivot, 2, reset. Step and slip, pivot, 2, reset. Like so.
Okay. All right. So
you get a bit more like free form and relaxed when you do it later, but for now it's got to be kind of robotic in a way. Because if this part doesn't get down, the next thing we're gonna do is gonna feel like shit. Ooh,
stood up. Stood up on that one.
Yeah, keep it tight. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's do that one more time with the roll. Okay. With the roll, you're gonna stay bladed and then just throw it at the end. So that's gonna look like this. Step, duck, 2. Step, duck, 2. Once you come back up.
Okay,
So this one's a little easier. So this one is like, step and roll and then pivot.
So
you come under this one, like a hook. Then you pivot back up and then you go. So this one you don't want to square up. You see there how that felt very awkward? You're like, and you had to like do all this. You're just gonna drop right away.
Okay, can you show me again?
So that's gonna look like this right here. Step and drop, pivot back up. So here I'm tall again, and I throw my 2.
Okay. So
And that's gonna get me under like a wide right hand shot, and then I go.
Okay. So
Now,
drop.
to clarify for this one, I think I mentioned this last week, or at least I should have. If you're going to like do like the roll, like you go here and then you come across, that's fine, but you're gonna do it off of slipping right first. So like that would be if I'm throwing like, for example, a jab. So you're gonna dodge it this way, going outside, and then you're going to step and roll from there.
Okay.
So you're going to do a stationary slip right, and then a stepping roll left.
Okay.
Stationary slip right, and then step with your foot and roll left. That is when you would use that one.
Okay.
If you're just like already bladed, like I'm already like here and I'm just upright, I might as well just do that.
Okay.
It's me quicker than
So
going like here, here, and then pivoting.
Okay.
Or
So
I'll
you
do
wanna-
that if I'm going like maybe if I'm going like directly to the left with the step and roll, rather than here we're going in a circle. So that one, it makes more sense not to do that and like have it, coordinate my body all weird. Makes more sense just for me to like drop and pop back up.
All right.
They'll get me out the way the same way.
So
So this one you stay bladed, pop, and go.
right.
That's the slip. Now roll. Drop under. Right here.
So in front of you, right?
Yeah. So keep it like your shoulder is gonna point at the cone in alignment with your toe until it's time to throw your right hand, in which it comes back.
Okay. So
Watch that right foot come behind you. Bring it more out to the right.
okay.
There we go. Step and roll, 2. Step and roll, 2.
Okay.
Step and roll, 2. 2. Roll, 2. Step and roll, 2. Step and roll, 2. Good. Feels nice?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's gonna be like the basics of the outside pivot. If you ever feel unfamiliar with like how you're moving that way, there is like more we can do with it. And again, we advance this further later once we have like some more tools in our kit. But make sure like you just get like a cone or maybe even like a plate like this and just kind of circle around it and then practice these, okay? So that's going to your left. Because we are right-handed fighters, our left is in front. We're gonna be doing that like a billion times more than what we're gonna do right now, which is the inside pivot. So for the inside pivot, you don't wanna do this. I'll kind of show you without the cone real quick. So here, okay, I'm in my stance, right? Give me a shove, like I showed you day one, like I'm very solid there, right? Even if where there's like a big size difference, I could like grit and stand my ground a bit. Now, if I go and I do this, which is a common mistake I'll see with inside pivots, because you're pivoting off your front foot, right? They'll get their front foot out, and then they'll spin like this, which technically is faster than what I'm gonna show you, but the like reward of that is like not at all worth like the risk of what you're doing. So again, there, I could take a punch when I'm in my stance. Now if I do this, my knee will literally like buckle and I will drop. Like I'm just gonna get knocked down straight up. Yeah. It's basically like you're shoving me from behind. And that, you know, could just be like a frame like that, like you just push off me. But if that's an actual punch, like say you hit me with like a 2 right there, well, I might get just knocked out outright. So you wanna make sure every time you do it, again, check the balance. I'm strong right there. Check the balance. Strong there. You can use your right hand because it's gonna make it a little harder for me to stay up right there. Check the balance right here. Still solid, right? And then here, again, if you were to somehow shove me, I'm still solid and I'm hitting you at this point. So it's instead of it like a 2-step process to finish our pivot where we're going like step and then we spin out, it's gonna be, you have to step first, step, step, and then spin. If you wanna do like a proactive stepping pivot to the right. So you're gonna go this way. So that's the one we just did. Now this one is going to the right. You're gonna step kind of straight over to your right, kind of creep this foot in diagonally. This one just goes like straight over here. This one creeps in a little bit. So if I use it against the cone right here, it'll look like this. Step, step. Again, if I do that on your front foot right here, that will look like this. Step, step. I kind of want to go past your foot more or less. It doesn't have to be necessarily past it, but like past you. You know, ideally, this is like the best kind of spot to do it from. Because I get this angle, which for you is very, very bad, right? So again, here, step straight out so you can get like most of your space right here. Step here, I should be strong from this position. And then I'm gonna spin, ideally this is lined up with the cone. I messed up slightly right there. So that when I spin my 90 degrees, which is gonna be a very big swing right here, I'm pointed at the cone. So again, if I point like right here, step, step, spin, step, step, spin. That's a 3-parter, okay? So we're gonna take that down the same progression, but let's start with just the base one real quick. And then we'll add on just head movement, punches, all that. So we're gonna go step right, step left, and then spin it. Or sorry, step the right foot, step the left foot. But you're moving basically a fundamental step right and then a pivot from stationary. You can also do pivots from stationary, which I'll show you at the end of today. But I like learning the stepping pivots first, because most of the time when you do them, you are gonna be kind of doing it in motion. Or trying to get the angle actively rather than just like reacting to people. Obviously, if I'm like in front of you and I just do this while I'm still pointing at you, it doesn't do a whole lot, right? So I have to step first to make it work. The stationary will only be if like I'm reacting to you there. I'll watch that there. That's the getting dropped mistake. There you go. Good. Good, okay, feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the inside pivot. Again, outside is going basically towards your back, or where there's no space. Inside is going kind of towards the rest of your body. So the next thing we're gonna add on to that is the head movement. Now with this one, unlike with going outside, where we could kind of like, move our head on like the first step and then pivot back up, on the inside pivot, you need to be like in your stance first before you do it. So you're gonna do your head movement first and then pivot like with your head up. Like I'm not gonna be able to do like this, for example, where I'm going like step, step, and then like, it doesn't really work. So I need to do my head movement first. For example, step and roll right, and spin, step and slip right, then spin, okay? So it's separated. Step your head movement to the right, and then pivot once you're back up there. And then you just pivot around to face your target. Good. So again, for this one, you step and roll right, get to the side, and then you pivot back in place there.
Okay.
I'll also show you kind of why this pivot, unlike the other one, is a little more unnecessary most of the time. But we'll wait until we finish this part first. You might already kind of feel why that is.
Yeah. Hello.
step, step, and spin, step, step. Then
Yeah, it
spin.
feels a little awkward
It is pretty
to
awkward.
do.
So
It's like
this
you
would
have to
be like,
remember
for
this.
example, if like I'm going kind of like out here and then I'm past you. So like, let's say, you know, you throw your hook at me real high and I like your hook over here, this one, there. So I'm past you, but I'm not really like pointed at you. Once I finish that, I got away from the shot already. Now I'm gonna have to pivot and then work from that angle, you know. Because I might not always get it where normally when you circle to the right, you know, here we're not pivoting, right? Just going to circle right with me. Naturally, like I could say point at you and not have to like spin. I'm still just going step, step, and my toes saying point at you. Just because of the way like your anatomy works, you could make that work. It is not necessary in most cases to pivot inside. The case where that matters is if we're like past each other like this. Now, for example, here, we're both gonna have to spin to face each other, you know? So, yeah, sometimes I'll dodge the punch but not be pointed at you. That's gonna have to spin. But I could also do it like throw your hook again, where I go like here, here, and I am pointed at you, and now I could work that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Feel good on the head movement part of that?
Yeah, it's just a little awkward. Basically, it's just
Step, step, then spin. Yeah, so for this one, if I do it in front of you here again, step and roll right, you get to the side of me, and then you spin in, and that's where you go. And good intuition right there. You can punch off your pivot like that. A bit more of an advanced thing to coordinate that, but you can go like, you know, here, here, as long as your shot lands here. I'll show you my last fight where I got a knockout with that exact shot.
okay.
I love that one quite a bit.
Well, if you want a knockout, yeah, I would love it too.
So the next one.
Be playing
go
on my
again with
TV
this.
like slow motion.
Yeah, I just watch it whenever I'm having a bad day. Let's go right here. So step and slip right, slip, step, and then you kind of spin in there.
Okay.
Don't rush it too much though, okay?
Okay.
So find your feet. Then you go step, step past me. So there you kind of jumped it.
Yeah.
Remember, still just like step, step, then spin. So you're gonna get to the side of me, like straight to the right. So there, go back again. Try not to circle too early. You're gonna go straight to your right.
Or just step into
Yeah,
it.
step, and then step that one past my foot, but pointed away from me. And then you're gonna turn until that fixes. And now that's where you have
Okay.
that super big angle.
So it's
Ba, ba, ba. There you go,
Okay.
like that, essentially. Makes sense? Okay, so that is basically it for the stepping pivots. And something to keep in mind is stepping pivots will work proactively and reactively. So that means like if nothing is happening, let's say like I take the cone away and I'm just right here. If you're stepping around me, go ahead, I'm not gonna move, just go and turn. You could like, you know, step and then get around me. If I'm not turning, you could do the same thing this way. Step and spin, step and spin, step and spin. You know, those will work proactively. You can do them first, even if I'm not doing anything.
yeah.
Unlike, you know, the stationary pivots, which are solely reactively. Like if you're just in front of me and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
not gonna do a whole lot, right? So I'm gonna have to step to position and set that up. Now, when it comes to reactive pivots, again, I can still do those. Like if I'm like circling around you, you could circle back with me, right? Likewise this way. I can step, step, and then spin and kind of like react. Let's say like you circle to my right, I can step off here, get some space, and then spin to face you, like that. So I do like the step into the pivot. Now, what's a little better though, usually for the reactions, unless you're like already moving and just, you know, or if you want to like change your position in the ring, is going to be the stationary pivots. And these will allow you to kind of stay in your ground a little more. So this one's pretty simple. Go ahead and like circle either way. If you circle this way, I'm just gonna spin like this. You see there, you're taking 2 steps to get where you want to go. I'm taking 1. I'm just spinning.
Yeah.
I basically anchor my front foot in place, and then I just like turn to face wherever my toe needs to go, okay? Likewise, if you go this way, that would be a stationary inside pivot. This way, if you're moving towards my back foot, this is a stationary outside pivot, okay? And that helps you basically, again, stay in line with you without necessarily having to like step and then spin. And those, again, are a little faster. In some cases, like go ahead and step out this way, boom, I can actually beat you to that angle right there, just by pivoting. Rather than going like, if you do that again, but I step with it, we're gonna get there about the same time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So kind of like identify the situation whenever you're moving with somebody on like, okay, should I be using a stationary pivot? That's gonna be if I want to like just react but hold my position. Or should I be using a stepping pivot? Like I kind of want to take some space or change my position. as a reaction. And then obviously if you're trying to proactively get an angle on somebody, hit them from the side where, get them to a spot where you could hit them and they can't hit you back safely, then of course you're stepping into that. You can't just do it station.
Yeah.
So we'll have another drill soon enough, kind of using this plate right here to get us really good at like the stationary pivots, and that's gonna be like a nice conditioning drill. So our first one besides
why do you
abs
do that?
are,
It's
like,
just hot in there. I'm already sweating.
Yeah. Oh, it's really hot today. I didn't turn the AC on just to see what it's like, and it's 82.
Yeah, I was like,
I've just been sweating.
I was like,
Yeah, we didn't even really do anything like super hard. It was just,
I know. I just, like I said, I sweat a lot, even if it's just.
yeah, everybody was sweating today. I was like, Jesus. Everybody's like sweating through their shirts and stuff. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. The next thing I will just save it for next week because it is a bit longer.
Okay.
Next week, make sure you have like your wraps on when you come, just so we can save time on
The wraps, like
not
for your
yet,
hands?
because we're gonna be doing bag work. If you don't know how to wrap your hands, I could show you and make that part of it, but like that's gonna take time.
But yeah, I would learn outside. My roommate, he did boxing, so.
Perfect. Just do that. If you need, I could send you a video of it.
Okay.
Just have it like ready. If not, then we'll do it here.
I have you can send the video too, just in case. But.
Yeah. Basically, when you wrap, you just want to make sure like this is clear right here, and then this you kind of tuck up and it covers your knuckles, secures your thumb, and then secures your wrist. There's a bunch of different ways to achieve that. You just want to make sure you're never crossing like under your hand and like balling your fist up right here.
Okay.
Yeah, next week we'll get into the first of this other thing on the board right here, which is footwork bases. We're gonna get to number 9 first, because that's learning how to basically circle and then coordinate that with like head movement, punches, blocks, all that. Very, very important drill. I'd say like maybe the most important. Because if you can't circle in a boxing match, again, we watch any of these guys are circling each other hella, right? If they don't know how to like circle and pivot and like, change directions and, coordinate that with the blocks, coordinate that with head movement, coordinate that with their punches when they need to move, when they need to time the jab differently this way or sit down and throw, then like they would just be getting danced around.
Yeah,
right?
like a sit-in duck. Yeah.
So like practicing circling is, I would say, probably one of the most important things, not just for like the boxing technique, but also having the conditioning to regularly like change directions, spin around your foot, and obviously just like push off your feet to walk, gallop, and kind of like sprint to the side is going to be a super, super major for everything going forward.
Okay.
A lot of this early stuff is very, very important.
No, it's fine. Might as well. I'd rather not get knocked out. So
Yeah.
I don't want to hop in the ring and be like, oh yeah, I got it.
And then
Somebody that learned brand new, fresh, doing the technique, and I'm not, and then they're like,
this will get you right in like the right progressive order. So next week we'll get into that. We might have time to do this one, or might give you something else. And then we'll get to what you could start doing on the bag work.
Okay.
Do you have like bag at home or other gym you go to?
Yeah, the gym I do.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah, I'll show you like how to do that like productively, so you're not just like on the bag and just
punching.
I'll give you a drill that will show you like, okay, if you want to hit the bag hard, get some frustration out, this is how you do it, but do it like productively, So yeah, we'll get into those soon. If we have time, we'll do that first thing.
All right.
So yeah, good stuff. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I've been practicing when I'm not here, so.
Good. But yeah, you went pretty good on this one. Looks very clean. Some people I have to take like fucking like 2 to 3 weeks on the pivots. They just can't get the concept of like spinning and pointing at the target.
Okay, so you said the classes, right? You can turn it off. I'll turn it on later.